Heading to Silver Dollar Speedway for Gold Cup 70 right now. I've always wondered why they call it Silver Dollar Speedway. I'm gonna try and find out. I actually came here as a kid in 2000 to watch the Gold Cup, and then 15 years later I got to race in it, and I did the next year as well, which was pretty cool. That was when it was a World of Outlaws event, but it's now a high limit event. And to be honest, when I raced in it, it didn't really feel like that big of an event anymore, but I know they're really trying to build it up now. So let's head to the track. There's one criticism I have for this place. I've driven through a couple of entry gates over the last few nights, and there's like no signs to tell you where to go, but that's honestly probably my only real criticism right now. I'm out on the racetrack right now, so I'll show you around. I was actually here earlier today for the pit crew challenge, which I thought was actually really cool. It's definitely unique and gets the fans involved and close to the cars, see what's going on, and you see the teams really work hard. And the pit crew challenge is something that I'd love to see at every event, every major event that the High Limit or maybe the World of Outlaws, all those guys go to, because it's such a good thing. You can definitely feel that they're trying to build this event up again. Right now over in the pavilion, just before the drivers briefing, they've got the Kenny Wallace live show, which is going to get a lot of viewers. Last night they had the bikini contest, which was pretty busy. They've had the glow party the night before on the Thursday night. Obviously the Wednesday night they've got 360s. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and you can tell they're definitely trying to make things happen and trying to, like I said, build this event up again, which is cool to see out here in California, because they need a big prestige event. And tonight, 100 grand to win. All right, I'm out here on the track. I am at the edge of turn number 3. That's turn number 4 where the water truck is. That's the front stretch. Turn 1, 2, back stretch. Over here is actually where the outshoot is. That's where cars push off from. And when you want to peel off the track, let's go back to the pits. You'll drive off here and hook a right, and all the pits is down there. But tonight with so many cars, I think they've got 60 plus cars. They got both qualifying night cars on this final night. You can see a bunch of trailers pitted over there behind turns 3 and 4. And this is where everyone was falling off the track over the past couple of nights and causing a lot of cautions. You can see they're pumping water out of the track right now. It all just runs down to the bottom, right? So they're trying to soak that up a bit. You can see here there's no real cushion right now. The sun's just kind of baking the track. That's why they're still trying to wet it up top here, but there's no real cushion. And even the last couple of nights, it's been very inconsistent. It's not just one solid curve that you can run up against the whole way. It's choppy and just kind of like lots of big bits of rubble, and it makes it really, really difficult to run. Your car needs to be really good for that. And then you've got, being a smaller sort of track, it's such a tight couple of corners here. So the way you set up your car is going to be completely different. Was last night a little bit like unexpected?
Not necessarily unexpected, but it was definitely, you know, kind of not surprising. I don't know. I was definitely overdue, so I wasn't really unexpecting it. But yeah. We've always had real good speed here, you know, out here on the West Coast, and especially here. There's very few people in the pit that I would not care if they beat me, and Rico's obviously one, but I love beating him, you know. So, you know, him and I raced a lot together, and, you know, grew up racing go-karts and stuff, and, you know, racing him felt like this old go-kart days, like this, knew kind of where he was going to go. I'm sure he knew what I was going to do, and
You're going to give each other room.
Yeah, and just going to be fair on that side of it, you know. So, just kind of a surreal feel, I guess, you know, and just for how bad we've struggled this year. I mean, it's no secret. So,
who's the one to beat tonight? Probably Cory?
I don't know. Hopefully I am. Yeah. You know? But yeah, I think we're good. We got a little bit more speed, I feel like, that we can get in the car, where we can get our car a little bit better, you know, without screwing it up too bad. And we'll see what we can do.
All right, hot laps are done, anthem's done, the prayer's done. It's time to go heat racing. Seems too fast right now. What'd they do? Yeah, 11.6 by 10 at Thorson was the quickest lap. Really need the track to open up a bit so we've got more lanes to race on. It's just too heavy right now, and then also we just wanted to slow down as well so we can see some more passing where guys can get runs and you can see momentum shift when there's passes, but we're just not seeing any of that right now. And we've got the heat races are done. The top 4 have just had their hot laps, so there's not a hell of a lot of racing to go. I'm interested to see if they try to open this track up a little bit. Yeah, it looks to me like that's exactly what they're trying to do. Check this out. So you got all of this right here. This is just way tacky still. Can you guys hear that? Like, that is so tacky down there. You got crews checking out the track right now. That truck right there with the big rear tires, the aim right there is to really just try and flatten all this out. You can see its pattern right there, the tread. Just try and push all of this down, compact it all a bit, and hopefully let it get hard and slicken off a bit so we can see some passing, see another lane. You can see here, there's like half of the track is sort of usable, but it's still quite tacky as we saw. And then you got the rest of the track is just so heavy, and still all this loose stuff that they're going to need to try and pack down. So there's not a lot of laps left on this track or for this racing tonight, so who knows whether we're actually going to see it actually slow down. What are you looking at?
Just taking a look at the track, see what it's going to do.
It's pretty heavy right now.
It's really heavy. So
what's it feel like inside the car?
Just making a lot of grip with the right rear and not really, at least in the heat race, I wasn't really rolling the corner well, so I'm just going to see what we can do for it. We'll see how it goes.
But it's like pretty intense, like steering it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just cowboy up and rough, or like, I mean, you're just always on the wheel and throttling up.
Yeah.
So
where do you start?
I think we're on the pole to B. Oh. So we got some work to do still, but we'll make it happen.
I'm a huge Eagles fan, so I think.
What do you think of the track?
It's a bit like Australia, old school Chico. Hopefully it breaks up a bit here. Like, kind of hasn't been like this all weekend. Obviously they had a bit of rain last night, so I think with as many races we're going to get on there, it might break up. But man, it's low right now. Like the track's going to be hard to move that cushion. So
where do you start?
Ninth, I think. So kind of sucks. We're third on points, and started on the bottom at that.
How did that
first
work?
heat.
They took the top 2 from each night?
Yeah, top 2 in points on each night, and obviously Tanner and Rico beat us by 1 point. So yeah, it is what it is, mate. Ninth ain't a bad spot with 40 laps of this place. So
it's gonna be pretty intense inside the car.
Yeah, and honestly, it's going to be strange. I think there's going to be a lot of really good cars that aren't going to make the show. So, for us, you kind of know how to race those guys. You've been racing with them a lot. So you're going to be racing with a different group, which will change the dynamics of the race for sure.
You feel confident? You've been really strong in the last, number of weeks.
Yeah, I feel really good. I'm better when the track's not as tight as what it is right now. So, like I said, hopefully we can free it up a little bit. But
is there something
feel
you guys
good.
found? Like, you just seem to be like
everywhere. Honestly,
everywhere.
we've really just ran the same setup from Lernerville at every track we've been to.
Really?
Yeah, like move a wheel in and out here or there. So found something that I'm comfortable with. I think you hear people talk around the pits. I think these tyres, like, you're not tight or loose anymore. You either go around the corner good or you don't. And we've found something that kind of go around the corner nice. So we just keep putting that in.
Keep it to yourself.
Exactly. You shove that through the other end.
Go good.
You gotta go back.
So there was a wreck at the start of the C main, and they've just done the fence repairs, but I thought it was a good opportunity to show you out on the track here before I get told to get off. You can see how clear the track is. They've cleaned it up a bit to try and widen up the track. Uh-oh, they're starting cars. But wait till you see, it looks clear from top to bottom now. Well, you watch, it'll get heavy again. Okay, so see how the track has gone from being slick all the way from there, all the way to the top. It seems heavy again, right? That's because this clay isn't all the way packed down. All right, we just heard the horn go. I'm still surprised that they've only got this truck going around to pack the track down. I kind of would have thought that they'd have all the push cars trying to pack the track down, just help as much as possible. The racing is going to be so fast and so intense. It's just really not going to slow down. This stuff is just still so tacky. I know you guys can't probably hear it, but I mean, my feet are like sticking to the ground, and especially this late in the night, feature to go, you expect it to be slick and struggling to keep moisture into the track. Here, we can't get rid of the moisture right now.
I hope we made the right choice.
Need the track to slow down a bit?
Nah, I just need my car to be better. But yeah, it didn't matter. I mean, yeah, we kind of struggle on heat races normally, and we struggled. We were good in the heat tonight, but then the dash, it's like, you know, our heat race was kind of like hot left qualifying, the way the track was. And we're always good there lately, and then when it comes to heat races, I just don't think we do enough to get it right, like what we need, because you start behind cars and in front of cars, you're always not sure what to do. And then it's like we struggle, and then feature, usually we're pretty good. But this is different than the first 3 nights.
It's so super fast, like you expect to trying to kind of get in line and just
yeah, I mean, I feel like right now 1 and 2 is your only option to pass. 3 and 4, like the bottom's slick on entry, then slime center off still. It hasn't really come in, so I just don't think we can really do much in that corner, and it's so low, it's not high enough up to run and try to do something. So I think you just got to survive there and make everything happen down there. Yeah, you got to. I mean, I'm sure you got to be aggressive the first, 7 or 8, I think, and then you can probably ride for 10 or 12, and then you're going to have to start figuring out your game plan of what you're going to do the next 20, so that way you can, kind of start getting going.
Just gotta go, man. Nothing else to do but just go. No, I mean, you don't want to crash, of course, on the first lap, but you really can't hold back. You gotta, especially when Cory setting a pace like that, you can't hold back. He'll be setting that pace all 40 laps, so.
With the passing, like, what do you
That's the hard part, man. Tonight, it's gonna be hard to pass. The middle's gonna blow off, but I think the top's gonna get ran in, and it's gonna be hard to get around, guys. I think you might maybe be able to do something tricky to get by somebody, but I don't know. You want to say lap traffic, but dude, all these freaking guys are good. So, to be honest, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see in about 40 laps.
Do you enjoy this type of racing or not? It makes you earn it. But if you're not starting up there, then you're bound to.
It's hard to say. I think on a track like this, it's a little more out of control. you know, I like to think I'd like to drive a little bit more in control, but I can switch it on from time to time. So I think as long as we got our car good, we'll be fine. Stay up
You never know which drivers are going to be happy to talk to you and which ones aren't, but we got a couple there. They're all sort of got the same sort of vibe that they're really going to have to earn the spots tonight. I just look at it from a driver's point of view, and these feature races, I mean, I think we're all so used to these guys driving so hard that you think it's normal, and I guess it's their job to do that, right? But at the same time, it's not easy. It really is a struggle to manhandle these cars around, especially for 40 laps on a tight, small track like this, 24 cars. Juiced up, it's fast. I mean, they really have to earn it, and that's why I'm surprised guys that are, you know, aren't quite big and muscly, I guess, can really drive these cars well. So either way, it should be a good feature race. Let's go for the 70th Gold Cup. We've had two big wrecks already. We had Tanner Thorson on the front stretch. You can see the tire marks there, or the marks from his wreck on the front stretch there. And then on the restart, we've still got 14 laps to go, and it was Chase Johnson who took a big dump over there in turn 2, and they're just taking their time getting him out of the car. He looks like he's a little second hand. So they got an open red now, and teams are going to work on the cars.
What do you want?
I can feel my shoes being sucked off my feet when I walk out here. Track is still so tacky. Down the bottom here, it's slimy. Actually just pulled my shoe off. Oh, shit. You can see there, it's still just so soft.
Holy shit. Thank you. Hey, it wouldn't be a win if you didn't fucking stumble in the last fucking lap on here. 3-10!
What were you thinking throughout the race?
Hold your breath.
Yeah.
Just hold your breath.
You know how intense it is in those sort of races, right?
It is, and definitely with lap traffic here. You know, the holes are in the racetrack and stuff. When you're going around the outside of a lap car, you never know when they're going to catch that hole. And Cory just did a great job. I mean, he hammered. He never let up all the way through traffic. Did a heck of a job.
He seems like a confident kid. Did you talk to him before the race and say, hey, do this, do that?
He's got his routine that's pretty good. He's pretty mellow getting into the car, and he puts his helmet on and he's a whole other guy. So I let him do his thing. He has honed his craft and do his thing. And when he asks me a question, I answer. But other than that, I let him do his thing.
I think people are used to guys like Cory and those freaks, talented guys performing like this. But you know how difficult it is. You must be pretty proud to do it in your car.
Very proud of him. He's had the talent from the very beginning, but what he's learning now is racecraft and how to get through traffic and how to master the race and really manage the race. And he's learning how to do that now, and that's what I'm most proud of, is watching him do that with his team.
You must be pretty proud.
Very proud. What are you thinking during the race?
Just, don't throw it away and be smart. And, all the things that a dad worries about. My heart still, almost needed to go in the ambulance with Chase. I hope Chase is all right. We're all concerned there. So, but yeah, super proud. Cory's just been doing a great job in the race car and out of the race car. So just trying to keep him focused and keep him going. Takes a village to do this. So all our sponsors and everybody that helps out with this team. We could always use more help.
What do you think about the way he races? He's obviously super fast, but now I just spoke to Jason Meyers. He's really putting together his racecraft. He must be. He's so young. This isn't normal. There's not many kids that drive like he does at that age.
Yeah, I've always said he's 25 in the race car, and he's an 18-year-old, but he's a 12-year-old at home. So it's so anyway, he's typical 18-year-old kid, but he is pretty exceptional in the race car.
It was still a good event. Track was just too quick, and we didn't see all the slide jobs, but Cory Day wins. How cool was that, hearing from Jason Meyers and obviously Ronnie Gardner, Cory's dad. I always try to get emotions that you're not gonna see or hear anywhere else. I always think it's funny, the stream, there's no atmosphere, and I don't mean just with flow, just in general. They don't really capture the atmosphere because there's no mics in the crowd and stuff like that, so you don't really hear all that. I know with Flow, that Dirt 2 broadcast, that production is what they were filming for, so you'll probably hear a lot of that audio, but it's just as easy for me to walk around and do my thing, what I do, to capture all that sort of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing the emotion and getting the vibe, the atmosphere from the team after Cory goes back to back. I spoke to Rico after the race. He said he didn't feel comfortable at all, and that's when you can run second and not feel comfortable. That's a good thing. And then Chris Wyndham, awesome job to run third. I actually didn't realize he was running third until when we had that open red for Chase Johnson, and hopefully he's all right as well. What else was there? Oh, one more thing. What does Silver Dollar come from? Let's have a look. I had to Google it because anyone I spoke to didn't know where it came from. So this is the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds, and then they have the Silver Dollar Fair. So in 1950, the fair was in financial trouble. Local merchants seemed not to appreciate the business generated by the fair and were apparently unwilling to support it as much as they had before. So this guy had an idea for the fair where he wanted the merchants to realize the impact that the fair had on the merchants and their businesses. So he ordered 50,000 silver dollars from the US Mint. And then pretty soon all these merchants realize how much impact that the fair had because their registers were overflowing with these heavy coins. So I guess the silver dollars that were ordered were unique silver dollars, so they could see the impact that the fair had. Kind of boring, but that's the answer. The gold cup, it's back. It's the gold cup at silver dollar. Kind of doesn't make sense when you think about it. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe on the Sprinter Hub YouTube channel. It helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already, grab your Sprinter Hub gear like this t-shirt and this hat here over at sprinterhub.com.